What is up, nerds, gamers, amateur movie critics? I am all those things, and that is why you are here watching Burk the Nerd. And today is the Beta Boys' return to glory. They're going to be coming back in just a minute. First, I'll catch you up on some other stuff, but it's going to be a lot of fun today. For those of you that are the first time to a Burktastic 4 episode, essentially this is my own version of the Marvel Universe, and we will have 4 characters. Well, today we'll have 3 going through the Marvel Universe as their own heroes, as they're kind of learning about this world, exploring it. For those of you that have been following along with the Burktastic 4, and particularly the Beta Boys, which is the one that is this week, we alternate between 2 groups every other week, the Alpha Squad and the Beta Boys. The Beta Boys are actually have been dealing with vampires in New York City, along with some other secret agency that's been kind of trying to hunt them down. And both of these groups are on the hunt for this scroll. They don't know exactly what it is. They know that it is illuminated by moonlight and has something to do with a sunken city. As they're trying to figure that out, the last episode ended with them having an altercation as Mr. Doug Dimmadome. Yes, one of our characters is Doug Dimmadome, owner of the Dimsdale Dimmadome, of course. And he actually, his driver was kidnapped. And in trying to return him, the villains that had been hunting him down from that agency were actually defeated by these vampires as they narrowly escaped. So there's been a lot of craziness going on, and a lot of craziness to see what happens next. Where we left off, they had just returned to the hospital to see the driver safely to the hospital to be taken care of. And now they're going to figure out what's going on with this scroll and exactly kind of how it relates to everything. But first, let me just say thank you to Hattie Bear for the 100 bits. Thank you so much, man. That means a ton. And dude, thank you for being here. It's good to see you. There's a little shout out in one of the names today for you because if I don't know if you remember, maybe we'll see some references for it. Really quick, let me just say hello to everybody in the chat. It is a very active chat today. So what is up, Lord Vito? How you doing, man? Tyler the Kid, welcome, welcome. We got Filthy Chicken. We got Boulder Doobies. Hey, Landon, how you going? Hattie Bear, of course, still cheering for Catwoman every single day of his life, which we appreciate. And Tim, what is up, man? So thank you guys all for coming out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Before we get straight into it, some of you will notice, okay, Hattie Bear, thank you again for another 100 bits, dude. I swear you're trying to you're doing it intermittently to catch me off guard. It's working. It's working. I don't know what's going on with the stream boss though. For some reason, it is not showing. Are you seeing it? I don't know why exactly the stream boss is not showing. So sorry for that. I'll figure out what's happening. You already know Catwoman's a bad. That's funny, man. Well, thank you so much for that, man. It means a lot. A lot of you in the house. What is up, Philly Cheese? Hanging out as well. Hattie loves him some Caddy. You know it. So, guys, some quick things. You'll notice, for those of you that are current subscribers, there are actually, I got something new for you, and it's just something little, but it is sub badges. So every month that you're consecutively a subscriber, there's badges on Twitch that they provide you. So, and it basically just shows how long you've been a subscriber. And I have a couple of them. I want to see if I can actually show you guys in some meaningful way. I don't know exactly how to do it. You know what? Yes, I do. Hold up. Let me Hattie Bear, drop in another one, dude. Thank you so much. I don't know how to properly thank you for all these donations that you're giving me, man. Thank you so much for that. Let me thank you by showing you these sub badges really quick. So I gotta just figure out how to do it. I think I just did. So just give me 1 second and I will show you these badges. My computer's being a little fidgety, and I tried to get it set up beforehand, and of course, time restraints make it difficult. Let me pull this up though. So we got as soon as this will let me do it. I already showed some people, but you guys will probably get to see this for the first time here. All right, let's go ahead and do this. So let's see if it comes up in sync. I don't think it will, but let's see if it does. Oh, it's so low quality on here. So they're small. You can't see a ton, but I got basically these little, they'll show up next to your name. This is the 1 month. So as soon as you subscribe for 1 month, you get this next to your name. It's a little baby Yoda. I'm back, but I'll be in and out. All right, no worries, man. This is a little baby Yoda holding a Bang energy drink. So that's your first base 1 month sub. If you go for 2 months, there's the, oh, that's not the one. It's the next one. Nope, it's not that one. It's this one. You get baby Groot holding a Bang energy drink, you know. You still have to stay energetic. So ultimately that's what this is all about. And then for 3 months, you get Teen Groot here, still repping that Bang. And then for, let's see, this is for 6 months, which is Luke Skywalker, but his lightsaber is a blue Bang energy. And then the last one, I have to get back through. They're not, I put them in order and they didn't come in order. The 9 month is the Hulk dual fistin Bang energies. And then the last one is Godzilla eating one. And Boulder Doobies, we're just not going to talk about that. I don't really know what the legal expectations are here, but they're super small. So they're non-disclosed energy drinks. But I could tell you, you know, they're really grateful for them. So they're happily drinking those beverages so and to stay energized. All right, so that's kind of it for that. Kind of just wanted to show you that really quick. We have 2 of the guys already here. We're waiting on one of the others. He'll be joining us a little bit after, but we'll get right into it. So let me just pull this up and get him in here. What is up, guys? How you doing? Sorry, it's a little bit wonky because I have just the 2 of you in here. Yep, you're in. Oh, let me turn your audio on so you can hear you. Yep.
You're in there like somewhere.
Yes, sir. So how are you guys doing today?
I'm doing pretty well. Not too bad. How about you?
Good. I mean, so unfortunately, we have one of the guys. By the way, let me just give some context. One of the guys just got caught up in something. He will be here shortly. The other, however, he is in the military, so he's currently away for work travel, but he will be returning to us for the next session. So he's told us he'll be back for the next section. So you'll be getting Jacob Jules returning soonly. Hattie Bear said, OMG, Curly is back. You can also call him Tom or Salad Dance or Small Pretzel. Or, yes, the Meaningless Prophets, which is his Twitch meme account, Twitch cartoon account, right? Instagram. I don't know why I said Twitch. Instagram, yes. We'll get there. Hattie Bear, thank you so much again. You're like slowly crawling your way back up. By the way, Streamlabs was literally, Stream Boss was up, not like 5 minutes ago. I don't know what's wrong with it, so I'll have to figure that out. But yeah, so do you want to quickly kind of say where your characters left off? I know that John Smith took a break in the last session. He was not able to join for your quests, as well as obviously Noah's character, Jacob Jules. But where they left off, I mean, you guys straight up escaped that warehouse, and now you're back in the hospital with the driver. What's going through like your head, Red Sid? What's going through your character's head? Because you just got back, like you kind of been thrown into to a ton of very crazy encounters.
Well, I'm just thinking about, oh my God, there's vampires everywhere, apparently running things. We need to...
It's apparently run by vampires. Thought it was lizard people this whole time. It's actually vampires.
The one really rich bank guy was a vampire, so clearly they're deep in this program. Like,
right.
Everything. So we gotta remain low key. And then figure out how to kill all the vampires.
See, and where you left off. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Or live in peace with the vampires.
Or live in peace with them. Well, where you had left off, they actually, you actually took the earpiece from that vampire because you were curious about why he was living in the daylight being a vampire. It was pretty obvious to you that he was a vampire, but for some reason he was able to survive in the daytime. But you figured out that he had died of sun poisoning after removing that piece from him and leaving him out in that dumpster, basically, after your guys' altercation, and he ended up dying from it. So you guys are actually back in. You guys are actually back in the hospital, and John Smith has decided to finally show up. He had some things to take care of because his house was just destroyed, and so he obviously had some things to manage. But
very lengthy call with my
yeah,
insurance agent.
your insurance agent was not super happy about it. But basically, you guys are there, and the driver. You know what? You guys have called him Alfred so much. We're just going to call him Alfred for simplicity's sake. Because basically at this point, if Doug wants his employee to be called Alfred, he's just going to be called Alfred. So you guys, Alfred is there with his family, and kind of they're taking care of him. He's getting the medical attention he needs. And you guys are kind of curious as to what happens. At this point, it's about morning. You guys have kind of laid low in the hospital overnight. After being chased down, you figured your safest bet was to be indoors for that evening, so you did. And now it is morning, and it's about 9 a.m., and you guys are ready to kind of get some answers. What is it you guys are looking for?
Answers.
Dude, where did you keep the scroll? So you are hiding the scroll away, and they've been trying to find it, but you guys hid it away.
Yeah, I think we left it with John and Jacob. Jingleheimer
Right.
Smith.
So they were going out. They
so
were
we
in the
didn't even see
library
one.
looking down leads too, I believe.
So where did you go to the library?
No, they were in the library looking down leads, and I don't think they found anything. But you do know one place that is potentially connected. You know that there's a group of people. Obviously, these vampires are connected to it, but you're not exactly sure what reason that they are searching for this scroll. However, as you guys are kind of there, you get a call on the phone, the burner phone, which you still have, of Mr. Gregory Hattie. Yes, Hattie. If you remember, we this character was named after you. This was the guy that just died of sun poisoning. This vampire that you guys captured.
Yeah.
Gregory Hattie is his phone. He had a burner phone that only had one number plugged in the contacts, and you're getting called back from that number, and you happen to know exactly who this was. This is the guy that you guys encountered outside of that old building, in the kind of like a rundown building with all the vampires in it. But this is that guy. Hattie, thank you so much again, man. That means a lot. Seriously, thank you. You get the call. Do you answer it?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's see.
You get this call, and when you answer it, you can tell it's the same voice of the man that you guys encountered that night. He says, "If you have this phone, then you likely know who I am."
I
Now,
do.
so I think we should meet up. You have something that I want. You've taken it. It belongs to me.
Yeah, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. I know you're talking about your heart, but maybe look elsewhere.
Meet me
I'm
at
just kidding.
Listen, it's in your best interest to meet up with me. Meet me in Central Park at noon. I would like to discuss something of ours that you've taken. Don't worry. The other men that have been chasing you, we dealt with them. They shouldn't be a problem for you anymore. And you know,
alone?
and if you know us well, you know during the day you should be perfectly safe.
Are you
Cafe-
coming alone?
He says, Cafe du Noir in Central Park at noon. And he hangs up.
Mm.
Now, right now, he's your only lead to whatever this scroll relates to. And he seems to be he seemed to indicate that he'd be very displeased if you didn't meet him there. But is that something, are you guys going to go meet him?
I think we should.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, let's go meet him.
We gotta come with a plan here, with some kind of
Well, so he wants to meet us around noon. I assume today, right?
Yes.
Or whatever.
So you got about 3 hours.
We're about 3 hours. Maybe we should try to scope it out a little bit. Or how far away from the park, Central Park? are we?
You're probably 20 minutes.
Okay.
Not far.
We should probably scope out the area, see if we can find anything or see anyone that's suspicious ahead of time. Not really sure.
he said to meet at Cafe du Fromage. So
Yeah.
Cafe du
like that
Noir.
place
Noir.
Cafe, not Cafe du Fromage.
No, not Cafe du Fromage.
The
I
Cafe
mean,
of
you can
Cheese.
go there. You can
Yeah, I
certainly
say
go.
let's check it out. Let's meet him there and see what happens.
So, you're walking out of the hospital, and as you kind of walk out of the hospital, you bump into a guy. He actually bumps shoulders with you, and you stop for a second. You turn around, and this man turns to you and says, "You guys, you're John Smith, right?"
I say yes.
He's like, I actually have some questions for you and your friend here. My name is Harrison Kane. I'm a journalist working for the Daily Bugle. Can I ask you a few questions? 1 bit. Thank you so much for the 1 bit cheer, man.
I say
Take care,
sure,
man.
but I ask him, "How do you know who I am?"
Says, well, I'm a journalist. We kind of find out about these things. You know,
Okay.
it's kind of our job to find people. Can I?
All right. Well, what are your questions? What are your questions?
Well, I just have questions, particularly surrounding the earthquake that happened on your block, as well as the destruction of your house, and how it may relate to some other incidents that have been happening across the city.
Okay.
Do you know? There was said that there was an organization that some sort of government agency that arrived on the day of the destruction of your house. Do you know which government agency that was on scene? There was reports about it, but no one could confirm what agency that was.
Well, I spent most of that time in my house, so I didn't really get a good look at them. I can tell you they seem, like I said, some kind of formal organized group, but I wouldn't be able to confirm one way or another. Like I said, I never left my house, so I don't know.
Were you there, sir? Sorry, I didn't get your name.
Me?
Yes, you.
My name is John Smith.
You're also named John Smith.
It's statistically likely, yeah.
It's very common
Well,
names.
were you also there on the day of these occurrences?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Well,
John Smith.
then how do you explain this photograph? And he pulls up an image, and it's you actually standing behind the group of protesters that were there on that day.
It does look a lot like me, but how do I know this hasn't been doctored in any way?
He says, I've never met you before. Are you presuming that I put you in an image? Now, what?
This does implicate me in some ways.
He says, I just have a few questions. So you also don't know this organization and what they may relate to?
No, I have no relation to them.
He says, but you're sure they were government?
Who's to say?
Okay, well, there also claimed to be a gray monster on scene that slightly resembled the Hulk, as well as Sir Doug Dimmadome. How do you know that any relation or why you guys were seen with these characters? Do you know them personally? And is there a way I could get an interview with them?
The big gray guy is someone else. His name is John Smith.
Okay. I'm going to talk to the other John Smith, if that's all right. You don't seem to be helping me much. I'm wondering, do you understand, like, the driver of Mr. Dimmadome's in this hospital? You've been coming from there, so you know him then.
No, I don't know the driver. I think you said he was. Now, I believe you asked earlier if we knew anything about the giant gray monster and Doug Dimmadome. All I can tell you is that Doug Dimmadome kind of owns the property around that location, around my house. As far as the connection between the two, I couldn't tell you anything more than that.
Okay. One last question. Have either of you been in contact with one Mr. Gregory Hattie?
The
Can I
famous
just
bank
punch
guy?
this guy? Knock him out. Can I roll to punch him and knock him out?
You're in the middle of the
Guys,
hospital.
You're talking about that the guy who owns the bank, right?
Yes.
I mean, a lot of
By-
people know of him. He's
By the way,
famous
this guy is
bank-
not super well dressed like the guys you've been encountering on either side. He's wearing a brown coat and long brown hair,
How long?
like shoulder length.
Longer than my hair?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
I don't know. What do you think? He's getting some pretty pointed questions here. What do you want to do?
deny, deny, deny.
Yeah, we're gonna cut this interview short here. Move on.
It says, sorry if I sound like I'm prying. Have a good day. He kind of, as you guys walk out, he does the very like suspicious, like he kind of follows you as you guys leave with his eyes. So he's kind of a little weird looking.
What if we call the police?
Do you want to call the police on him?
No, we'll
We're
leave.
gonna-
We'll let him be for now.
Okay. I was gonna say we're gonna call the police and we're gonna leave immediately.
Guys, some guy's sus here. You should check him out. Okay, so you guys kind of carry on your way, and you eventually you go to the park. You've gotten there early, and as you're walking, you pass this. Oh, hello! We got Mr. Otter here in the house. Aha! Let me get you squared up now. Welcome,
Sorry,
welcome.
Doug was in the bathroom.
Let me just fix this really quick.
We met a journalist, and I told him my name was John Smith, and that the big gray monster is also named John Smith.
So yeah, so we'll assume you've caught up to him now. As you just are leaving the hospital, the man tries to question Doug, but he kind of just waves him by and just keeps walking. And now you guys have kind of met up together, and you can fill him in on kind of where you're at now. You guys are trying. You got a call from the burner cell. And you are actually now going to meet with the same vampire that you guys encountered with in the warehouse, as well as in that abandoned building. The one that called was in contact with the other vampire, Mr. Gregory Hattie. So you were trying to meet with him. He demanded that you guys meet and to discuss the scroll that he says you stole from him. So you guys are now outside of the cafe. The cafe is just on, or is like one of those like little solo like circular buildings. It's like a cafe in the middle of the park. As you guys are kind of like walking there, though, you note that there's a man walking very sadly in a walrus costume towards the zoo. He doesn't engage with you. His head's down. He's very pouty. He's just walking back towards the zoo, and he seems to be very injured. It just takes you as odd, and you guys keep going along your way. It's not too odd for New York, but it's odd.
Can I kind of mind ride him?
Mind ride him? Like you
That's
try
what I
and
called it.
what are you? Oh, you're trying to understand like what he's feeling. What are you trying to do with your powers?
Yeah. What?
You're trying to just like understand his emotions, or are you trying to?
Yeah, feel his brainwaves to get a feel of his emotions.
A little bit of anger, but mostly sadness. He seems very just upset generally. And he's kind of just pouty in general. Now he hates pandas, yeah. Might be a little reference there. But you guys keep along your way and end up at the cafe. You've gotten there early. You notice the guy is not there yet, and instead it's just kind of a bunch of normal people. Everything seems kind of it's pretty packed. It's a pretty packed cafe, and other than that, everything's kind of there's nothing really suspicious off the top or anything out of the normal. What do you Are you guys going to wait out until they arrive?
I think that I'd like to take a look around, see if I notice anything kind of out of the ordinary.
The one thing, I mean, you don't really see anything out of the ordinary. That's there. It's just a like cafe in the middle of the park. There's not really anything crazy going on. It's pretty normal. It's public. It's a very out in the open public space. So presumably he may have picked this to make it a safe location for both parties. Well, if you guys don't do anything, then you wait out, and eventually the man that you've recognized, he shows up. It's just him. He's by himself. And he arrives, and he sits down at the table with you guys. When he's there, he says, so he pulls out an earpiece in his hand from his pocket. And you notice he's wearing the same earpiece. It's similar to the one you guys took off that body. And he says, how did you know that we needed these? I'm very curious.
Lucky guess.
Yeah, lucky guess.
What's funny is I don't think he knows that you guys probably haven't. You might have not even put the pieces together. He says, by the way, let me see if I can put you in a park really quick. Hold up. Do I have the park? Dark warehouse. All right, we'll use the zoo, even though you're not at the zoo. Okay. You guys, he says, well, listen, I'm willing to overlook what you did to Gregory, but that depends on what you decide right here. I know the scroll you gave those fools was just gibberish, but I know you have the real one, and we're going to need that back. Now, we're reasonable people, and we'll overlook that death as well as we'll allow you to keep your lives if you give us what we need.
Well, I'm feeling this guy's pretty confrontational, so I don't like his tone at all. I'm gonna ask him what he wants with the scroll.
How does he know our scroll was fake?
You ask him that?
Yeah, well, what makes him think it was fake?
Well, I feel like that's pretty obvious, isn't it, when it's written in vampiric?
So you can already read that language?
Well, I couldn't read whatever you wrote.
Could you read it if it was written perfectly?
Listen, are you gonna hand it over or not? I need you to decide right now.
How do you know if the one's fake? If you couldn't even tell if you could read it otherwise, how do you know what I was supposed to say?
I feel like you already ambushed that other group and took it from him. and that's how he knows.
It's like, well, do you guys not know what I am? I thought. Well, never mind. Listen, the point is, I need the original. Are you gonna bring it to me or not?
I see no evidence to suggest that we didn't give you the original.
Yeah, you're full of malarkey, buddy.
Listen, we don't have time to fool around. If you want me to come and take it from you, I will. But I was figuring I'd give you the chance to do it peacefully. You can bring the scroll to the abandoned house that I was supposed to meet Mr. Hattie at just a few nights ago. Bring it there and hand it over peacefully. No tricks. And we'll let you live along with your family. But if you don't, otherwise we'll just hunt you down and everyone you know and love, and we'll have a fantastic feast. Choose whichever you'd like. Oh, and we'll find the scroll anyway.
You already have the scroll.
Yes.
Says, I don't. He starts to get a little more angry.
I'm just confused. Could you read the scroll anyway? You already knew what the language was?
Of course I could read the scroll.
Because I was just thinking, if you already knew what the scroll should say, then why do you need the scroll?
I don't know what it should say, but I can't read this one because it's not written in the language.
Prove to us that you can read vampiric. How do we know you're not just BSing us here? You could just be telling us you can.
He stamps his hands on the table and stands up. He says, "Enough. I'll meet you tonight at midnight at the same address that I was supposed to meet Mr. Hattie a few nights ago. I'll send it again to you just so you know. And if you try to trick me, you'll lose your head before you even know I'm suspicious." He gets up and just walks away.
How much? Okay, he's just like. Yeah. I was gonna ask him more about how he knew it was the real one, but whatever. It's fine.
So, you guys,
I think we should destroy the scroll.
what'd you say?
I think we should destroy the scroll.
Just burn it.
Here's my reason. Because I have eidetic memory. I remember the entire scroll. So if I needed to rewrite it, I could. If I destroy it, they'll have to keep us alive.
But he just told you that what you wrote on the last one was gibberish, and he couldn't
I did
read
that on
it.
purpose.
Assuming he's not bluffing.
Well, I mixed up the letters on purpose so they wouldn't get what they wanted. But now, if we destroy the scroll, I know what's on the scroll. I'm the only one who knows what's on the scroll because I remembered exactly how it was written. So then they'll have to keep us alive.
I guess that could work. I don't know. I feel like there's more to the scroll that he's letting on here.
So where do you guys return to Doug's hotel room again? Is that where you guys are going to? I don't know where you guys are choosing to hide out these days.
If Doug will have us over.
Didn't we have like a special place? Didn't we have like a special Doug area?
A special Doug area?
Is that what we said last time?
You had the hotel room. But that was your Doug area. I mean, it was the hotel room.
We need like a bunker.
No, let's just go back.
But you do know that the butlers at the Waldorf Astoria will happily discard bodies for you because that's what they did after that altercation. And they posted private security outside your doors. So you do have like some sort of layer of protection. So you go and hide out there until nightfall. Are you guys doing anything in the meantime? Are you trying to destroy the scroll? Is that your kind of decision there?
Or well, maybe we should just destroy the scroll because then like if we just give them the scroll, they'll kill us anyway.
Yeah.
Dolk could
He
eat the
seems
scroll.
pretty.
You have Dolk
Eats
eat
the scroll.
Is that what you
Eats the
said?
scroll?
Is that what you said?
That's the idea I proposed to Redson.
That might. I guess that works in the way of destroying it. Or we learn vampiric, so then we'd know what the scroll said, and then I can make a better fake because it'll make sense, and then we dip. We just give them that.
Joins Duolingo classes in vampiric.
I'll just like put up, just like Rosetta Stone.
You're all three just on your phones listening to vampiric.
What do you guys think? Do you think we should give them the scroll? Destroy the scroll.
I have a pretty strong feeling that they're going to kill us either, or try to kill us either way, whether we give them the scroll or not.
So let's
And
destroy
they seem
the
to be
scroll,
pretty.
and then they get us.
Yeah, they seem to be pretty dead set on getting this scroll. So
Let's
might be
destroy
worth getting rid of it.
Yeah, and then we know. We just have to learn vampiric from that point, and they won't kill us.
Maybe
Okay.
stock up on some garlic.
So how are you destroying the scroll? Please enlighten.
I want to low kick the scroll.
Low kick it. What does that mean?
I don't know. That's one of my moves. It's just attacking the scroll.
Oh, just kicking. Okay, you kick a scroll.
It's gonna kick it really hard.
Does anyone have any other ideas how to destroy the scroll? Can we try burning?
Yeah, so you try to burn it, and it just kind of the flames go around it, and then just kind of dissipate. But the scroll itself doesn't get burnt.
I'm
Well,
telling
that
you.
would prove that we gave them a fake. They could just try to burn it. Didn't even need to read it, really. That guy's just being sassy.
Can we just How about this? How about we just rub the thing in garlic or whatever
Oh,
else
really?
vampires hate, and then just like bait them with it. So when they try
Wait,
to pick it up or read it or anything, then they just like burn or whatever
Love it.
that
Let's do it.
does to them. Like, do you have holy water or anything? Like, I don't know what stuff works against vampires other than sunlight.
Can we like burn? Well, what happens if we try to rip the scroll? Can we rip the scroll?
You
Yeah,
can't
we
rip
rip
it
it,
either.
just
It
rip
just
it.
kind of keeps it. It just kind of like, no matter how much you try to rip it, it just kind of like bends. It doesn't break.
It's made of like gum. Or
Someone's
something.
telling us to go to Mount Doom. Maybe we can throw it into a volcano or something.
That's the true goal.
What if we put it on an airplane that's following the sun, so it's always in daylight, and when it refills, it just refills,
In daylight.
and then they'll never get it because
Yeah, but they have those earpieces, so they're kind of immune to it at this point.
You're just gonna have. Are you chartering this plane to fly around the world 24/7?
I mean, Doug has the funds. He could do it.
Money is
no.
no problem.
Money is
You know
no
how
object
expensive it is to
Doug.
keep a plane in the sky flying around the world 24/7?
That does seem like a Beta Boys type of move.
Yeah.
All right. All in agreement, say aye.
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 Wait, what are you doing with it?
We're putting it on a plane and we're just
No, they'll intercept it somehow. I think we need to just keep the scroll safe. I don't know, or we got to figure out what they want with it.
I mean, when we looked at the map last time, was it just writing or anything, or was there actually like locations or anything?
There was writing.
on it?
There was a picture. Would appear to be like monstrous, like humanoid beings coming out of some book, and there was also a city sinking.
I mean, it seems like they want to find that city, so I don't know. Maybe we just give them the map and one of us can kind of like tail them and see where they go with it.
Not a bad idea since the map doesn't want to
There's the
die.
most stealthy of all of us.
So
Or we put a tracking device on the map. Does Doug have access to tracking device technology?
Yes.
I could assume you could get your hands on a tracking device. Yes.
yeah, let's do that. Let's put a tracker on it, see where they go with it. I'm assuming they want to by the inclusion of like creatures on this map. I assume they want to unleash a horde of something. So they're probably trying to summon an army or whatnot. I don't know. Getting that
Well,
kind of
our last option is to learn vampiric, read the scroll, and do what they want to do first, and stop them.
So
I mean, we can go to the library or something.
Yeah,
Does that have
that's it.
resources?
You guys-
Vampiric?
you and Jacob did actually already go to the library to look into that kind of stuff. You come up with nothing. You also searched all of Reddit and couldn't find vampire languages,
Dang.
along with
All
Jared-
Reddit.
Doug Dimmadome even went as far as to use a Google Glass to try to translate it, and it did not work. So you're
Even the
Yeah.
quarantine subs, we couldn't find anything there.
nothing in there.
Dang,
Even r/.
that's rough.
Because they were able to, by the way, for those of you that may have missed the Beta Boys episode, they have been able to see what is on the text on the scroll. However, they don't know how to read the language that it's in. And they've tried to find what language it is. It seems to be vampiric, but they can't find, and they don't know how to figure out who they're. So are you guys going with the, did you guys decide to go with handing it over and tracking them? Is that what you decided on?
Wait, we have one more solution. We can learn vampiric from a vampire by kidnapping one.
So we're just gonna kidnap that guy that was just talking to us.
Well, maybe him. Yeah, like we know where they're hanging out and where their hole is. They have a hole where vampires come out of. All right, we know where the hole is. We just gotta get.
And I know where we can get a lot of garlic.
Yeah.
All right,
I
maybe
know
we can
where
try
the last
capturing one of
one.
them. Maybe we can get one of their lackeys or whatever.
Where do you know where you can get a lot of garlic?
The grocery store, baby.
Yeah.
That's true.
You act
there's
like
lot
you
of
know a
going.
guy, but you just know where the giant is.
Acme.
Acme, right? Wegmans. You know where
Like,
We need a way to. Yeah.
He's like, I know. He's like, I know a guy. It's just the dude that works in the deli section of the Wegmans. Okay, sorry.
yeah,
So,
let's just try to capture one of them and force him to read it to us.
okay, so
Ooh, they don't even have to say anything to us. I can mind ride them when he's looking at it and maybe get a feeling for what the thing's trying to tell him.
and yes, they will always know what's on the scroll. You just have to. Okay, so are you bringing the scroll to the vampires? Is that what's happening, or are you just trying to capture one there, or how? What's your
We're gonna try
strategy?
to capture one.
Yeah, let's try bring a big net covered in garlic or something.
Okay. Okay, so you get a big net covered in garlic. Are you? What is this? Like what kind of net is this? Is this like one of those like two hands and it's got the big ring with like the net in it? Or is it like one of those like it has the weights on it and you throw it and it like falls? What kind of net is it?
Probably gonna be the one that has the weights on it and you like throw
Sounds
it.
smart.
Okay. Are you like how are you sneaking up? Like how are you bringing this? Dude, are you sneaking it there? What is the strategy?
We're gonna go in the daytime. I guess he'll die. Well, we have an earpiece, so we get one, we put him on him, and we drag him away.
Well, they might already have an earpiece, but yeah, we still got one, so we can use that.
We just need to force one out. Maybe they have the earpieces. That'd be a pretty big problem.
Okay.
Yeah, so so they basically just live in a giant hole in the ground, or is there some kind of
There's
like
a
building
house
that's
over it.
there's a house
There's
over
a
it?
house, and then in the house is a hole.
Who would they recognize if they showed up to their door? Would it be all three of us?
Me and Doug in the dome. Actually, maybe all of us, because the guy just saw you.
Shoot. Yeah, I guess that's what I get for not wearing a disguise. Can I do like a Marvel thing where I just put on like a baseball cap and like a hoodie or something, and it's my disguise? Like maybe wear sunglasses.
Yes,
That's, like,
yes,
enough for a
absolutely.
disguise.
Perfect. Yeah, go for it.
So yeah,
Do you
so
mind
they've
disguising?
seen you. They've seen you guys there. How about I show up there and bait one of them out, and that's when we capture him.
Yeah.
When do you show up? He's expecting you at midnight at that place.
Well, we're gonna have to go before then. What time is it now?
We'll say it's 5 p.m. now. By the time you guys have gotten your net supplies and everything, it's been an active day. So
Maybe
you're gonna
just go over there now.
okay. So you go. It's starting to get dark. It's not dark yet. So you probably got another half hour of sunlight left. By the time you get there, and you arrive. It is a pretty rundown neighborhood. Most of the houses are abandoned on the street. You see there doesn't seem to be anyone out on the streets or anything like that. At least not down towards where the house is, and you're approaching alone, I believe.
Yep.
Okay. You approach alone. You don't see anyone inside. It doesn't seem like anyone's outside at all. But you approach, and what are you going to do as you're approaching?
So I guess I can't. So I don't see anyone outside anywhere. Can I look around and see if there's any cameras that I can notice or anything that would like?
No, nothing there. No cameras.
Okay, I guess I just walk up to the door and knock on it.
Okay.
Well, can I look into the window? Did I already look into the window?
Yeah, I mean,
If
all the
there's a
windows are
window.
like broken in and stuff. Like they're all just like there's no glass or anything, so you can just look right in. There's no one inside, but you do hear you do see a campfire, and then there's like a hole in the wooden floorboards, like a big hole in the wooden floorboards that go down.
Okay. Well, I'm just gonna knock on the door and go in, I guess.
You knock and
Take a
then
look around.
okay. So you knock, and as you knock, you kind of hear like some scurrying inside from coming down in the hole.
I assume nobody's gonna open the door, so I'm just gonna open it if I can. It's
Okay,
not
yeah,
locked.
you open it, you're in.
And I'll take a look around. I guess I go towards the hole in the ground or whatever.
Yep.
Like, is the campfire in there? Or is it on the outside and the hole is next to it or something?
They're both the campfire's like in the living room, like it's just like a fire pit in the living room, and then there's the hole is right next to it, and it's just like this. It's probably like 6 feet wide. It's a pretty big hole, and it's just like ripped into the floorboards.
Okay. Well, I take a look around the room, see if I notice anyone or anything. That
You don't
kinda
see
seems out
anybody,
of the
nothing
place.
there. I mean, there's clearly like people sleep up there at times, but it doesn't seem like anyone is there right now. Obviously, it seems though you do hear scurrying occasionally down from the hole.
Okay, I guess I'm gonna. I don't know how deep the hole is. I might just go in, see what happens.
You're going into the hole.
Yeah.
Hey,
Where are you two while this is happening?
I would assume we're outside, but not like so close that someone can see us from the house. I don't know.
Okay. All
We
right.
saw him go in.
You,
We could see
you saw him go inside. You're monitoring like the brainwave, like his brainwaves, I assume. But you you pick up that he jumped into the hole. You jump in. As you jump in, you see that there's these big. It opens up into these big abandoned sewers, and it's dark in there, like pitch dark. So you can't see much except for the light coming from the hole, which does light up the immediate area, probably like a maybe a 15-foot like diameter of space right near you. But these are pretty wide corridors, and it seems to be some like old like sewers. And as you drop down, you can see like red eyes like lighting up in the distance, like near you, and they kind of start to like walking out towards you. What's up, Mike?
Is it just like one pair of eyes, or is there like a whole group?
So you see one, and then you see two, and you see three, and you turn around. There's actually a couple behind you as well.
Just gonna be like, hello, gentlemen. How are you guys doing? How are you guys doing today?
You say that, and you can hear. He's granting some fortune to you, and you hear them starting to like pitter towards you, and like they're running. And as they're running, you hear a yelling in some like weird language. You hear like some. And it sounds like that the man's voice that you heard earlier. He yells out, and everyone kind of stops running, and kind of like scatters back. And you see the man in his suit kind of walk out into the light in front of you. He says, "Unwise of you to come early and to come down here. What are you doing? Do you taunt death?"
Why, yes, I do.
he says, "Have you brought the scroll then?"
Oh, I have the scroll, but if you want it, you're gonna need to follow. You're gonna need to follow me.
Says, "That wasn't the deal. The deal was."
I tell him, I don't care what your deal is. If you want the scroll, you're gonna listen to what I have to say.
He said, he says, "If you pull any tricks, I'll have your head." He pulls out an earpiece from his pocket and puts it in his ear, and he comes with you to go upstairs out of the sewer.
All right. So I'm going upstairs then.
Yep.
Again. I assume he's following me.
Mhm.
All right. Is anyone following us, or is it just him and I?
It's just him.
Okay. So we're upstairs now.
Yep. He says, "Where are your friends?"
I tell him my friends didn't come with me today. They are my insurance policy in case anything, goes sideways. If you make one wrong move or you try to hurt me in any way, your scroll gone forever. You'll never see it.
Says, "I wouldn't advise against. I'd advise against that. Well, let's get going. He comes up. He's like, the sun's getting a little dark there. I'd be nervous if I were you. He arrives with you. Where are you leading him outside of this?
I'm gonna go out to the street.
Okay.
Should we throw the net on him?
Well, you gotta wait until he's actually out there.
Fine,
Standing
we'll wait.
behind a car, like. Okay, you've walked him out. He's followed you out into the street.
Is there any sunlight still, or is it kind of
There's still sunlight, but it's getting dark. It's starting to get dark. The sun's setting now.
Okay, so they might. Okay, so I get him out to the middle of the street. I'm gonna try to swipe his earpiece to kind of whatever.
You're gonna try to
distract him or
you're
whatever.
gonna try to take it off of his ear.
Yeah, try to stun him, and when I do that, I give the signal for these guys to throw the net on him or whatever, and capture him and drag him away. Not sure
Okay.
how many moves I can do there, but
We'll see how it goes. Okay.
Bulletproof plan.
So this is gonna be a pretty big one. So we're gonna go over to the dice roller, which is for some reason not sized right, but that's fine. It never is. If it appears, please appear. Aha! All right. So anytime there's a big roll, a pretty deciding roll, we take it to the wheel. This is going. You're gonna try to swipe this from this pretty beefy vampire. See if you can take it from his ear, his earpiece from his ear. So we're gonna go. We are looking for a yellow. So let's see if we can, or sorry, green. We're looking for a green to see if this can pull it off. It's gonna be a tough thing to pull off. Let's see. We are looking for a green, which is 13 plus.
Oh wow.
Oh.
Oh God. What the hell? Oh man. That's gonna be a big oof.
Okay. You are going
I guess I'm
to.
just gonna die.
You make a very clear turn and look at him before swiping at him, and he is going to. Let's get back into the thing here. He's going to turn and just kick you, just like full on like Spartan kick you back into a car like that's nearby and leaving a massive dent in it. And
Throw the net on him now.
Canvas is Black Widow likely to go. Ooh, that's good news. We'll have to come back to that. So you guys see this, and he turns and he says, "So it was a trap." And you can see that you can start to hear riling up in the house as they're like starting to come out, and the sun's setting, and they're kind of. I want you to kind of imagine like the. Do you guys remember the I Am Legend scene with the dogs and like the light? It's kind of like that, but they're all just like in the house, kind of just like looking out, and they're all like looking at you guys, and he's standing there, and he turns and he looks straight at Red and Doug, who are standing not too far away, and he looks at you guys, and he's like, "You want me? Come get me."
All right, let's throw the net on him. The garlic net on him.
Yeah, you seem you go to throw the net on him, and he is able to or you're actually super close. You throw it and it doesn't capture him, but the action, or like you get on him for a second, but like the garlic is like stinging him, but he manages to like get out of it, like rip the net open. But he's like stinging. You can see open rashes on his skin. By the way, still can't find vampire comic looking art that isn't Morbius or Blade when I Google it. So I can never find good artwork to like put in so you can actually see what's going on. But so he's stinging and burning. He's clearly like in some sort of pain. But now like it is getting actively darker, and as he's doing this, he's like, he starts to say, "I'm gonna kill you," and then he stops, and he's like, and he looks around, and he's like, "This really is a trap." He's like, "Oh no!" And he starts to, and he's like, "Guys, get down, get back into cover." And he runs, and he pulls the net open, and he runs back inside, and he's like, "You guys take care of him," and he just dives back into the house and then into the hole. And as it's getting darker, you see the vampires are starting to kind of like push out, and the man who you saw interviewing you in the hospital shows up, and let me pull him up, and he actually with a gun shoots the head of one of the vampires and drops him dead. One of the other vampires, and you can see it's the dude that interviewed you, the journalist that interviewed you guys in the hospital. He showed up, and he's there, and he says, "You guys led me right to him. Thanks a lot."
You have the thanks of the John Smiths.
You have the thanks of the John Smiths.
The John Smith triad.
He's like, as he shows up, he's like, "Hey, oh my goodness, he says, "Hey Frank, I think we could take him out from here. You guys want to help?" You can see another man jumps out from like behind like from a rooftop and drops down into the onto the street, and he's holding some weird like blaster in his hand. You can't really tell it's some weird like gun. I mean, it looks like this. Sorry, I don't know how to describe it any other way. They're both like, "Do you guys want to help us handle this? We should be able to wipe out the whole hive here."
The audio cut out for me, but I say yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, whatever they want to do, let's do it.
He just
So-
stopped talking for some reason.
They start. They're basically like they're
the net.
they're saying this as they're basically fighting these vampires, and they're taking them down pretty efficiently. Like these guys are pretty trained, and they're basically like in combat with these, fighting off these vampires, kind of in between you guys and the vampires now. But they start fighting their way through, and they're like, "All right, we got to get through this hive. There should be about 20 of them. It should be pretty easy work."
I mean, we do have the dazzling Dolk.
Yeah.
So they're fighting them, and one of the vampires manages to run past them and charges at you, Red, and kind of just dives towards you, but you're kind of able to dodge it. Do you attack back?
Yeah, I'm gonna kick him in the head.
Okay. So he dives past, and you kick him in the head, and you kind of knock him onto his back, because he's kind of diving headfirst towards you, trying to like tackle you, and you kind of turn and you kick him and stop him in his tracks, and he drops to his back.
Can I pick up the shreds of the net and start using it as whips?
Sure. Yeah, you can do that. So yeah, we'll say you do that, and as you're kind of like you start whipping that dude that's on the ground with the garlic, and you can see his like skin is burning as that's happening. Doug, another one kind of jumps at you, and this one gets a big claw at you because you're obviously not dulked out yet. He's gonna dive at you, and actually let me just fix this real quick. And he's gonna take a hefty clawing at you. And let me just fix this. And do you dulk out at this point?
I do.
Okay. So, describe to me how it looks as you just got clawed by this vampire kind of charging you. These ones will look a lot less like muscular than the one that you were fighting. These are a little more brutish, a little more beastly, and a little smaller than the guy that you were dealing with before. These are kind of like grunts more than anything. But describe to me what's happening as you dulk out. Just paint a picture for me.
Well, I grab the arm that was clawed at in pain as I start to turn gray and tall and absurdly muscular.
Think of it
My-
medical wounds.
My nice suit starts to rip. I look very angry. I grab this son of a gun by his leg, thrash him about a bit, and then yeet him into the sky.
You his body gets flown onto a roof of a nearby building, and he kind of just gets up and squirms away. Another one charges at you, John, trying to kind of capitalize on that damage you've taken. But you can kind of see him coming at you. And how do you respond to that?
Are there any like pipes or anything near me that I can pick up and use as a weapon?
Yeah. There's probably like there's a trash can. There's like a lid to a trash can, but that's about as close as you're gonna get to something you could use.
All right, I'll pick up the lid to the trash can, and then as he's coming towards me, I just kind of want to like basically like do one of those like shield bump things, just
Okay.
pop him right in the face with it.
You you attempt to do that, but he kind of just completely misses you anyway. He was running so barbarically that he just like dives past you, but you also kind of like go to brunt force. You kind of step forward a little bit and stutter. And another one's going to charge at you as well, but they're literally just running so aggressive, and you're kind of just dodging them pretty simply. Another one, however, is going to. You can see like there's a bunch of them. There's probably like 15 of them out here that are kind of running around, that have kind of infested the street and kind of pulling over from the hole. But you guys, but you can see the other two are just like. These two guys are just ripping them apart. Like they're just like having no problem fighting these guys. They both have guns. This guy has some cool, almost alien looking like gun, but the other one kind of just has like a pistol in his hand.
Men in Black.
And these guys are just kind of fighting him out. The one's kind of punching him too, so they're just kind of dueling with these vampires. But now it's kind of you guys. What are you doing in this time? You got probably one next to you, Dulk. You got two next to you, John, and one next to you, Red.
Is it like dead, or is it just like writhing in pain?
That one's in pain. There's another one near you that's kind of charging towards you.
You know what? Can I tie the one up like with the piece of rope that I have? Can I tie the one up next to me with the garlic rope?
Sure.
That might be against the Geneva Convention or whatever. Torture.
I'm not torturing him. I'm just trying to incapacitate him and go on.
Okay. You're able to just like, you start like wrapping him up, but the other one that was charging at you is going to dive at you and claw you a tiny bit in the meantime. Not a lot. You're kind of able to stave it off, but it was a little scratch nonetheless.
Could he? It's just a flesh wound.
'Tis a flesh wound. Okay, so you got now, Doug. What is the Dimmadulk doing?
I take the one that's next to me and repeatedly smash it into a wall.
Okay. You try to grab it, and he kind of just ducks under your hand. You kind of just do like one of these, like one of the classic like monster swipes. And he just kind of goes under it and is going to jump onto you and start like clawing at your stomach or like at your chest and like punching you, and is going to actually knock you to your back.
Does he?
Yes.
It's still on top of me?
Yes, he is.
I would like to quickly flip so that he is now under me, crushed by my muscles.
You try to flip and you really are like already like you just are like flailing around. You can't seem to get off your back, and instead you like you put you actually get a piece of like rock jammed into your back, and it like cuts into you a little bit and hurts even more. you're now like impaled in the back by this piece of stone or like concrete that was off the ground because the concrete cracked when you fell onto the ground. So now it's like stabbed into you, and this dude's still clawing at you. John, what is your character doing right now? What is John Smith doing?
I guess I just still try to attack those guys that were near me that were just so aggressively trying to attack me that they
Just kind of
completely missed
diving.
me.
It's like World War Z style, just dive bombing.
Go berserk.
Okay, so you're attacking one of them? What are you doing?
Yeah.
How so?
I'm gonna try the quote unquote shield thrust again. See if that works.
Yeah. So you kind of just try to shield check him, and you actually knock him back into a like wooden fence that was there, and it just impales him, and he just starts squirming and falls, and he just happens to like it was just by pure coincidence or luck that he fell onto his back into this wooden fence and dies. The other one is going to kind of charge at you and kind of claw at you again, and he's gonna punch you back actually a little bit, and he kind of sends you rolling and tumbling. The two guys at this point have kind of killed most of the ones that are out here, and as you're laying on the ground, one goes to charge you as well as one's on top of Dulk, and they both shoot the other two and kill those, and then finally they also kill the one that's fighting Tom. So after that, it's kind of quiet up there, and they're like, "You guys are gonna need to get up. We gotta take care of these guys."
All right.
Yeah.
Are you okay?
I'm hanging on for dear life at this point.
Guys are like bleeding. You both are like injured and bleeding. Red seems to be kind of fine.
I feel good.
He says, "Do you two need to stay back, or are you good to fight?"
We take a stim shot or something. Get our health back up.
This is Call of Duty. Just pop a stimmy, get back into the fight. Well, are you up to it? We got to go now.
Yeah, I'll go. We'll risk it.
They kind of charge into the building and jump down the hole. You guys follow after, and you could see there doesn't seem to be a lot of them left, and they're kind of just fighting them off for you at this point. But there is a few that charge there's one that Red drops first. The other two of you are kind of sulking behind because you guys are a little injured. But as you drop down, one dives towards you, and
Can I mind ride him as he does this?
yes, you could. So you see him diving towards you. What are you looking for? Like, what are you?
Well, I'm gonna try to avoid it, but I'm gonna mind ride him so that I can get an idea of what he does, like how it sounds in his brain when he dives at me.
Okay, yeah. So you're kind of able to see the waves that he makes when he's diving towards you, and you're able to dodge it fine. He kind of dives, and because you were standing near a wall, he dives like headfirst into the wall, and he hurts himself pretty badly.
All right. Maybe I'll curb stomp him.
Okay. So you go, and as he kind of dives into it, you just stomp him back into the wall, and the dude just gets splattered. You guys keep going through, and and John, the same thing happens for you when you drop down into it. One dives past you and literally gets impaled by in the wall behind you. And you guys continue through. It's kind of this dark, just sewer. It's dry on the bottom, but it's maybe like a little moist, but it's not like filled with water like sewer water. It's just kind of like a darkened out tunnel. And you could see that there's like sleeping bags down there. Like people clearly have like lived down here, and the one side kind of comes to an end, but you can see down the other way is they're kind of just these two guys are like, they're not like happy, but they're just like very like energetically moving forward. And so as you guys kind of follow them, you see that they've come to a stop, and they're kind of looking at something, and you guys, but you can't really see, it's pretty dark. but you can kind of just barely see them.
Can I mind ride one of them to see how he feels about what he's seeing?
Yeah. So you mind ride him, and you could see that seems kind of disturbed by whatever he's seeing.
All right, I'll reluctantly take a peek with them.
So as you go there, but you can't really see. It's pretty dark. So you might have to find something to light up this area, or figure out a way.
Does anyone have a flashlight? I probably have
Well,
my cell phone. I probably have my cell phone on me. Can I just use the light from the cell phone?
Yeah, you use the light of your cell phone, and obviously it works a lot better because it's so dark in there that even the little light helps a lot. So you can see just kind of right in front of you, there's these very sickly people. They seem like they have tons of like little puncture holes in their neck and their arms, and it seems like these have been feeding specimen people that have been held capture here by these vampires. And there seems to be about 10 or 15 of them in this room that have been being harvested. These two guys say, it's disgusting what they do down here. Well, let's get this over with. The one guy drops something out of his pocket, and it seems to be some sort of light, and it lights up the rest of the room. And you can see there's a man. The same man is crawling out of up a ladder out of another hole. He's trying to escape out the other side. They shoot him, and he drops. They shoot him in the leg, and he kind of falls off the ladder. And he stands up. He says, "Leave me alone." He's like, "Don't make me kill you." And they say, "We're here to kill you, man. Your time is up. Now tell us where the rest are. We know there's more of you in the city." And they kind of just seem to be kind of, the man clearly won't tell them, this vampire that you guys were talking to in the cafe, clearly won't tell them. And, but instead stands there and just kind of starts to get a little more beastly and start to move towards them. What are you guys doing at this point?
How injured is his leg? You said he got shot.
He doesn't seem too injured by it. He just kind of dropped off the ladder.
I mean, I guess we gotta fight him. They clearly know something about it.
Huh?
Do we back him up, I guess?
Yeah,
Okay.
these guys clearly know something, so let's help them fight this guy, and then we'll talk to them later.
Well, can we ask if we can take him alive?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you ask him that?
Yeah.
Why do you want this guy alive? Can't you see the scum he is?
Yeah, but he was searching for something, and he seems like a a lot of people seem to be seeking this thing, and we don't really know much about it. He seems to be the only person we know that's still alive that knows anything about it. We don't want this stuff to fall into the wrong hands. Maybe we could use him.
Says, well, let's just see how this goes. Kind of laughs it off, and they kind of start running towards it and starting fighting. They're shooting, but a lot of their shots are missing, and these guys start fighting it out. The one with the brown coat misses a shot and gets basically knocked back, gets punched so hard that he flies back into one of the walls, leaves a big crater in the wall, and is kind of just and kind of just has to crawl out of it. He seems very. That was clearly a very powerful punch from this guy. This vampire seems to be a lot stronger than the rest of them were. Which maybe John can attest to, because he got slapped. What are you? The other one is taking a shot. The other guy gets a couple shots off, and but also is getting punched back. And they're having a pretty heated fight, but it doesn't seem in the favor of the two guys. It's close, but it seems like they're going to probably. It doesn't seem like the fight's favoring those two right now.
Do we still have any parts of that garlic net at all?
No, it's all left upstairs.
Can I look around the room? Is there anything I can use as a weapon?
No. It's all just kind of it's all like an open concrete floor.
Oh, can I start mind riding the vampire as he's fighting these guys?
Yeah, so you're just trying to understand what his what he's doing.
I'm trying to I get a feel when I feel his brain waves and then he does something. I can identify what that wave means when he's
Got it.
See what he does before he does it. Yeah.
Okay. You're having trouble reading it, reading his brain waves, so you can't seem to get through. Your head's getting a little foggy trying to read his mind. It seems to be more of a you issue than a him though.
Okay, that makes sense.
Like you just kind of seem
It's a
stressed from the whole
stressful
situation and you can't really read what's going on. Yeah. Dulk, you're down there. What are you doing?
Probably trying not to die at this point.
The Dulk, are you there?
Aaron?
Yeah, sorry.
What is the Dulk doing now?
I assume that the guy clawing me has been dealt with, correct?
You're down in the sewers dealing with this guy, with the big guy now, that big vampire. So these two guys are fighting him back, but it's getting kind of tough for him. So seems like the fight is not going in their favors.
Still, so little Dolk sees that his friends are in need, so he does a nice Dimma charge to Dimma body slam.
Okay, you're gonna go Dimma slam him, Dimma dunk him. Is what I'm gonna call it. And you kind of run up and you're able to kind of knock him back, but he just kind of blocks it and staggers back a little bit. By this point, he's been hit by them a little bit, so he's getting damaged, but he's not super in pain yet. So he seems to be kind of still standing on his own.
I would like to let out a very intimidating roar as well.
All right, the roar comes out more. You kind of your voice cracks when you roar, so it's not super intimidating. But and you're very, very tired, and it shows. He's going to go to punch you back, and he's gonna you're able to block it, but you get knocked back a little bit. You don't take any you don't get hurt at all, but you get knocked back a little bit. At this point, he's going to pick up one of there's kind of like a few hospital beds that seem like they've been taken, or like cots almost. He takes one of the cots and that one of the people was sleeping on. He pulls it out from under them so they fall, and he throws it at you, John. However, you you are able to completely dodge it, but because behind you is Red gets hit by the actual thing and gets knocked back and you actually get impaled by one of the pieces of the cot.
Am I dead?
No, but you took a lot of damage. It was clearly painful.
Oh God, the guilt.
But the distraction from that allows one of the two guys to get a big shot off on him and knock the vampire back a little bit. He's clearly he kind of staggers back and he's trying to climb out of climb up the ladder again to get away.
Oh God. Can I jump on his back or whatever to make him fall off again?
Yeah. Okay. So your rolls are terrible today. All of you guys have been rolling so bad. So sorry. You go to kind of grump up the ladder, but you're just very weakened and tired that you can't keep up with his speed, and you're kind of just trying to climb the ladder behind him, but he kind of just kicks you down, so you fall off the ladder. And but as you're doing that, he's going to be able to climb out, and one of the other guys shoots him in the leg, and he clearly now at this point is injured and limping, but he climbs out of the manhole that was there, and he's climbing out, and now he's on the road. He's
Yeah,
like,
we need to go we need to go after him.
all right, so you guys all are trying to catch up, but unfortunately, oh wait, nope. Okay, except the only one that's able to keep up is Red. Red is the only one that's not injured enough to is not injured enough to have to to fall behind, and you along with both of those two have climbed out, and are now on the surface level. You can see the vampire is limping away. One of his legs has been completely has been shot multiple times, so he's very injured. He's still moving at a decent pace, but kind of a very slow jogging pace. But he's really just limping it, and he's trying to get away. But you're able to start to catch up to him. What are you doing, Red?
Maybe I'll ask him. If he wants to live, maybe he can give us some answers here. Interrogate him. We didn't know why he wants this map.
You yell this out to him. He's like, you may think that's how that works, but those two aren't going to let me get here alive. I got to get out of here. And as he's running, he gets a shot straight to his head, and he drops. He's still narrowly alive, but you see behind you the other two guys shot him, and they're like, there he is. Let's deal with him. So they kind of put his foot on his shoulder, and he's like, tell us where the other hives are. He's like, I'd rather you kill me. And so one of them, before you could say anything, he's like, fine, we will. And he shoots him in the head, and the vampire dies.
Wait,
Are we not taking prisoners? What's going on here, guys?
they killed him. Dang it.
They say, we have more important things to deal with than scum like him.
You know what? I'm getting the impression you're not really a reporter.
He's like, well, I guess you're right. The name's Hannibal King, private investigator.
All right.
He's like, this is my friend
name's
Frank.
Frank.
We hunt people like them. There's too many of them out in this world, unfortunately, way more than we'd care to admit. And we've been trying to deal with them and clean them out of the city as best as we can. What are you guys doing getting caught up in stuff like this?
Well, okay, so just full disclosure, my name's not really John Smith.
Says, no kidding.
It's Red Sid and people I was involved with a while back when I get this map and use it for what I assume is nefarious purposes.
Says,
said.
What, you have it on you?
Not on me, but I remember what it says. Can either of you guys read Vampiric?
Says, Frank says, well, I can't, but Hannibal here can. He should be able to read it for you. What is it? How did you get your hands on it? Is this related to that incident at your friend's place?
Yeah, it was essentially under the house.
Oh. He's like, Hannibal turns to Frank. He's like, you don't think it's the... He's like, I mean, it would make sense. All the pieces line up. I mean, this is clear. Can we see? Can we see what you have here? What? We can...
Yeah, we have to take him to the place, but...
He's like, all right, well, maybe we should get your friends kind of back and get them somewhere safe. Is there somewhere safe you guys can go?
Yeah, wait, what about all the other people we saw down there? Are they... Right?
It's
There are a bunch of other people in there.
Pick them up and
It's
save them.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I was figured we'd just get them out. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, well, you're right. We should take care of them. Let's get them out of here, and let's get them on the street. Once we get them on the street, we can just call the cops, let them deal with it. It'll be safer that way. We should probably get out of here before we do that. So they help you. You get them all up into onto the street and call the cops. He says, actually, you guys kind of have a hot tail on you right now. Why don't you come back with us to my office, and we can hide out there for a little while.
All right.
Okay.
Yep, sounds good to me.
So they lead you back, and they take you back to an office. It's just a little PI office, and it says Hannibal King on it. And it's just kind of this. It's actually a pretty organized office, and but it's kind of it's small. It's not in a super nice area, but he takes you there, and you guys kind of get down. And he offers you guys a drink. He's got whiskey. he offers you some, and then he sits down and he says, "All right, let's see it."
No, I guess we'll. Or can I just draw it out? I mean, didn't we just go straight to the office?
Yeah.
All right, can I just use my eidetic memory to just draw the map?
Yep. So you draw it out, and you're able to draw out a pretty decent version of this map for him. And as he kind of sorts through it, he's like, "Oh," it's like, I guess this is what we've been. This is what. If this is what they're looking for, this isn't good. You said these men were after this?
The vampires, or the
big time.
sucky.
Threatening us, threatening our family, everyone we love. Yeah, they were in a real big tiff about it.
Is anyone else after this, or?
Yeah, some secret organizations and possibly the government.
Well, listen, this is some big deal stuff that we have, but it says that. Oh man. All right. Well, I'm not so sure. This is a little bit above your pay grade. Are you guys sure you want to be involved in this?
Absolutely, we do.
Yeah, anything with that map.
My house got destroyed over it, so I gotta fall.
He's like, well, this is talking about this sunken city of Atlantis, but I didn't know that was real. I just kind of assumed that was, well,
Lucky.
supposedly, there's a rumor that, and as the legends go, that the vampires originated from Atlantis, and if that's true, the power that created them could be there as well. Maybe that's what they're looking for. And this here says, this isn't the map itself, but this does say that you can find the map, but it's saying we have.
So you're saying we have the map to the map?
We have the map to the map.
Well, this is a scroll, but yes,
Scroll to the map.
it says.
Gold for the map.
Well, I don't know. It says that in order to deal with this, we're gonna have to go. Well, do you guys have your passports?
Always do.
All right. Well,
I've never had a passport.
because it says we have to go to India.
Jeez.
And that's where we're gonna leave it off tonight. So we'll have to figure out where it takes us next. But it looks like the group is going to be going. The Beta Boys are going to India on search for the map, which seems to be somewhere in that country. And they figured out a little bit more about. You guys figured a little more about what's going on, and that maybe this is related to the sunken city of Atlantis and somehow the power that created the vampires. So we might have to figure out a little bit more about that as we go. But some interesting adventures ahead, and definitely two interesting characters you guys interacted with. Which again, I gave you names and stuff. So if you guys could always, I mean, it depends on how much surprise you want. But most of the characters I'm pulling from are from Marvel characters. So these guys exist in the Marvel universe, and in this one is my version of the Marvel universe as well. But thank you guys for being a part of it today. Unfortunately, we cut a little bit short today, but not too bad. But I did have a couple things I wanted to let you know. For one, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the Beta Boys again, and but a couple other things, because next week is Thanksgiving. The Alpha Squad will actually be going that Sunday night instead of the because we won't be able to go Wednesday because it's right before Thanksgiving. A lot of you will be with family, as well as I will also not be available for that day. But on other news, tomorrow, we're going to be going from 5 to 7 instead of 6 to 8 tomorrow. Just like today, so it won't be much different. We normally go 6 to 8 on Thursdays, but we're going to be doing 5 to 7 just for simplicity's sake for some of my scheduling conflicts. But thank you guys for all of that and for being here today. I had a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun stuff planned, and thank you guys for being a part of it. I know, Jared, you had some stuff kind of happening, some scheduling conflicts today, but thank you for being here anyway. And next time we have you guys back, we'll have our fourth member of the squad returning again. Hopefully he has his passport. We'll have to kind of see. Otherwise, I actually don't think Red has a passport, so he might have to maybe you'll have to find a different way to get out of the
I have
country.
no idea.
Maybe I'll just smuggle him into India.
Who knows? Might have some very interesting adventures to get there. We'll have to kind of see how that goes. But thank you guys all for being a part of it today. Everyone that watched, thank you, GB Crash, for dropping in last minute. It was good to see you, man. And also Callisto for hanging out, Mike Porter, Boulder Doobies, everyone else that's kind of still hanging out here, Vito. And I am looking forward to tomorrow. We're going to be hanging out and talking. Might have to talk about that Black Widow discussion if that's a real thing. But it's been a lot of fun. We got some cool stuff dealing with. What do you guys have? Did you see the India twist coming? I bet you probably didn't. I like to keep you on your toes with your globe-trotting vampire hunting adventures.
And then maybe we'll eventually go to Atlantis. We'll go into the ocean.
Maybe. Well, thank you guys so much. We're going to get out of here a little bit early today, but I do want to thank you guys again for coming out. Again, tomorrow we'll be streaming 5 to 7 instead of the normal 6 to 8. And I will see you guys then, and you take care. Thanks for hanging out.